This is Chucky, otherwise known as the good guy in Dead by Daylight. Chucky is of course a licensed killer and comes from the Child's Play franchise, which has spawned... Wait, hold on one sec. How many Child's Play movies are there? Oh no. Oh god. Oh god. Oh, there's a TV show as well. There's a TV show. Now, don't take this the wrong way. I don't react like that because I don't like the series or anything. I just react like that because, well, I'm gonna need to watch all of those now. I actually watched the first Child's Play movie because of Dead by Daylight. I had never seen Chucky in anything before, and I just known what he looked like, and I decided to delve in because of it. And it's actually a fantastic movie, and I love it. It's hilarious. Go watch it if you haven't. Anyways, I know what you're all here for. You're here for my expertise advice in playing these killers in Dead by Daylight, because, you know, clearly I'm just the master of everything, and I don't suck. No, stop playing the intro again. Chucky has a fairly simple power to understand. However, there are several different components to it which might make it a little more complicated. I don't know if this is part of the power or not, but one thing you might notice when playing as Chucky is he's the first killer to actually be in third-person mode. That's because if you were in first-person mode, all you would see is fucking grass. Chucky's power is playtime's over, and allows him to enter Hidey-Ho mode. While in Hidey-Ho mode, you gain the undetectable status effect until the power runs out. Yes, your power has a timer, and you can lose chunks of it by actually basic attacking during your power. You can also choose to manually exit Hidey-Ho mode, which is only good for one add-on, which isn't really too good. You know, apparently Chucky finds the idea of being quiet really fucking funny for some reason. You may have noticed if you've ever played as or against Chucky, but whenever Chucky is undetectable, he's not really undetectable, you know what I mean? This is because a little 2-foot doll running around with no tear radius would kind of be really easy to sneak up on people with. So the devs decided to implement a feature where if Chucky is ever undetectable, he laughs a lot. Something must have really tickled this guy's funny bone, because I don't find the idea of me trying to sneak up on unsuspecting survivors funny at all. Shut up, please! Another thing to note is that because of Chucky's size, he's hard to see around certain loops. To counteract this, the devs have also integrated a feature where you can see his footfalls behind him. Little tiny white footsteps where he is walking. Nobody ever actually plays Chucky anymore, so I had to put on the add-on that shows what these would look like. Imagine these, but, you know, behind you. However, as a survivor, you'd only be able to see these things if you would be able to see a regular-sized killer over the loop. On top of being undetectable in Hidey-Ho mode, you also create these illusionary footfalls that play around survivors in the map. These things just kind of sound like Chucky running around, and they kind of look like Chucky running around, so it kind of makes the survivors feel uneasy. What in the flying fuck happened to the camera? The real meat of your power comes from the two abilities that you gain while in Hidey-Ho mode. The first of which is called Slice and Dice, a medium-range dash attack that has to be charged up for like a second beforehand. I'll get a little more technical after I explain the other one, I promise. Your other ability is to scamper while in Hidey-Ho mode. You can do this under dropped pallets or through windows. Scampering under a pallet makes you a little goblin. Sincerely. So you watch. Scampering under pallets is actually a pretty powerful tool. On the bigger loops, not the smaller loops, remember that. On smaller loops, the animation for scampering under the pallet is a little too long for you to actually gain any benefits. By the time you get up and get running again, the survivor might already be on the other side of the loop and ready to just, you know, mind game you again. Or teabag you, knowing Dead by Daylight. That's why on the bigger loops, it's much easier to catch up to the survivor afterwards, especially since you can use your Slice and Dice attack after scampering. Please note that everything I just said is fucking useless because they're removing the ability. Yep. They're removing the ability for Chucky to scamper under pallets. I'm pretty indifferent about this, but you know, I just recorded all this. Scampering through a window is kinda useful, actually. All it does is it just really speeds up the vaulting animation, so you can just get to the other side faster and then probably use your Slice and Dice attack, which is fairly useful in some parts. I find it especially useful in Shack. Here's something to keep in mind as well. Using your Slice and Dice attack on a dropped pallet or on a window will cause you to scamper under or over it respectively, and resets the dash distance, which means you can chain together multiple dashes if you have enough dropped pallets or windows. To be quite honest, slice and dicing under a pallet or over a window isn't really that good at all. I've rarely hit any of these things because not only can the survivor hear you charge up your dash while they're on the other side of the thing, but on top of that, your animation plays for going under or over, and then you can't really turn that much. So any competent survivor will just run to the side or go hide behind something before you actually do that and you'll just miss your attack. Another thing I'd like to add is that they aren't removing the ability to slice and dice into a scamper under a pallet. They just remove the ability to, just regularly scamper under a pallet without slice and dicing. So anyways, let's turn our attention back to the slice and dice attack, since it's practically your bread and butter as Chucky. Your peanut butter and jelly, your fries and ketchup, your Black & Decker 3-in-1 string trimmer, edger and lawnmower, 6.5 amp, 12-inch corded MTE 912, and your neighbor who won't stop playing music at 2 in the morning, and I have to get up for work in the morning and I can't sleep! Think of it like an Oni charge or a Billy sprint, except there's a threshold in which you can't turn past. To effectively use this dash in loops, you gotta remember that you can hug walls very easily. You are like a slippery little lubed up creature on this thing. You know what, actually, forget I said that. What I'm getting at is slice and dicing into a wall will cause you to slide along it, pretty much making up for the lack of maneuverability in terms of turning your camera while using it. On most flat loops without any little nooks and crannies, you can really use this to mind game people or to get some cheeky hits in loops. This combined with the fact that it only takes about 1.5 seconds to charge your dash attack means that survivors won't expect it most of the time, or they won't have enough time to react and you can get a good hit. On top of this, in circumstances where they're just sitting at the pallet waiting for you to dash, it's pretty much a 50-50 at this point. But what I like to do is I like to approach one side and charge up my dash and then immediately head to the other and dash, and it catches them off guard usually. There are many creative and fun ways to use slice and dice, and I really encourage you to try and get more creative with it during your games. It is really fun. The last thing to note about slice and dice is the ending animation for your attack actually plays for pretty long, meaning that when you stop slice and dicing and you go flying forward with your knife, you actually get a little bit of distance that you can hit survivors with, and sometimes it feels like bullshit. And that's pretty much all you need to know about Chucky's power. You remember when I said it was simple but complicated? I say that because on paper, you press a button, you go undetectable, you have a dash attack, and, you can go under pallets and over windows faster. But in reality, there are a lot of little technicalities to this thing that kind of make it unique in its own sense, and I really like that. So in summary, you have 3 different parts to your power. Your undetectable, your dash, and your scamper. But there is actually a hidden 4th ability. Chucky's hidden 4th ability is to be stunned so fucking often, I swear to God. I don't know if it's just me or if it's the third-person camera, but I find it extremely hard to gauge how much distance there is between me and the pallet. And what's even worse is when you get pallet stunned, you kind of just get knocked back and then you stand up and you're like, can we get much higher? Now here's the twist. Chucky actually has a 5th ability that's not so hidden that I haven't been talking about. You must have noticed it while playing as Chucky or even watching this video, but he talks a lot. He talks a lot. And I love it. Chucky, in both the movies and in Dead by Daylight, has a sailor's tongue and will pretty much badmouth everybody he sees. That's it. That's his hidden power. He can actually insult the survivors and say what's on your mind while you're playing killer. I swear to God, sometimes it mirrors it exactly. Let's take this time to appreciate some of the things Chucky has to say.
What the hell? I need the exercise. Run, dipshit! Come on! Don't look so sad, chump. Don't fuck with the chump! We'll see if good guys finish last. Sayonara! Got something for ya! I have a date with a 6-year-old boy.
Yeah, you know what? I think I see why they didn't include that one. Chucky comes with his 3 personal perks. Batteries included, friends till the end, and Hex, 2 can play. Batteries included makes it so that when you come within 12 meters of a completed generator, you get a 5% speed boost that lingers for 5 seconds afterwards. This is... it's alright. I mean, I wouldn't take it. I'm pretty sure the main use for this is for people bringing endgame builds because, when it's endgame, every single generator is completed and, you'd be running by a lot of completed generators and thus getting, a hefty speed boost. Friends till the end is probably the best of these perks. Not that the others are bad, but that this one's pretty strong. Essentially what it does is when you hook a survivor that isn't the obsession, it shows the obsession's aura for 10 seconds and gives them the exposed status effect for 20. If you end up hooking the obsessed survivor, a random survivor screams and reveals their location and becomes the new obsession. This perk is great for finding a next target after hooking a survivor, and potentially reaping the benefits of an insta-down if you get to them within that 20 seconds and are able to basic attack them. Hex 2 can play actually gives survivors a taste of their own medicine. After being stunned or blinded by any survivor twice, this appears on a dull hex totem. From then on, any survivor that stuns or blinds you sees exactly what you see in the morning when you draw the curtains. Fucking nothing. Basically, it just blinds the survivor for 1.5 seconds. So, I still really don't see this as useful. I mean, if they're usually stunning or blinding you, they're running you in a chase or something, and if they're on the other side of a pallet, they can just run away, so, yeah. Well, well, well. It's that time again, isn't it? Say it with me now. It's lore time, baby! Lore fact number 1. Did you know that Charles Lee Ray is the real name of Chucky and is the guy who you see in spirit form when Chucky picks you up or does anything, really? Lore fact number 2. Did you know that Charles Lee Ray is 31 years old? Yeah. I thought he was like 50-something, dude. He looks like he's graying. Lore fact number 4. I skipped lore fact number 3. Lore fact number 3. Brad Dourif is the guy who actually plays Charles Lee Ray in the movie and voices Chucky in pretty much everything that he's in. He also voices the Chucky in Dead by Daylight, which is fantastic. I'm glad to see that they're getting, you know, the original voice actors to do this stuff. It's really cool. Lore fact number 5. Chucky's only in the entity's realm because he saw Andy, the kid from the movie, run into the fog and chased after him. If so, in that case, where the hell's Andy? Did he get lost? Where's he now? Oh god. It's been speculated by many that the entity created a vision of Andy running into the fog in order to get Chucky in, so, you know, I guess that's just up in the air. Lore fact number 6. Did you know that Chucky has actually been to Hollywood before and therefore knows who Nicolas Cage and Bruce Campbell are? So if you play as their respective characters in the same lobby as Chucky, he'll say this.
Wait a minute. I know that guy.
Bonus lore fact number 7. Did you know that Chucky actually knows Bippin? Like me? Do you know that he knows me? Yep. It says it right there in his lore entry. So yeah, that's it. That's Chucky in Dead by Daylight. As for my thoughts, I think they did an amazing job adapting Chucky into Dead by Daylight. Times were, and I remember it, where everybody was saying, oh, he would never work in Dead by Daylight. And I even remember them saying that they weren't going to add him because it would be like playing Victor 24/7. Which, I don't know if I'm the only one, but like, fuck yeah, dude. I love playing as Victor, I love playing as the twins. Give me Victor 24/7, I don't care. But even then, they made him work, and they made really creative decisions with his animations, and I love it so much, and I think it's so faithful to the actual, you know, series. So, I'm gonna have to give this one a 10 out of 10. To be honest, I love all the voice lines, I love how unique they are, I love how it makes you feel like you're playing as this 80s deranged slasher, you know what I mean? On top of it, it captures the horror comedy of the Child's Play series as well, because, I mean, running around as like a little 2-foot doll and killing people is hilarious. I don't have problems, I swear. Everything is just so faithful to the character, and it turns out that Chucky is extremely fun to play. All this footage I got from, you know, actually putting together the video was really fun to capture. I would love to continue playing him more. So yeah, 10 out of 10. I hope you all enjoyed this next entry in the 101 series. I'll see you all next time. Have a great day.
I have a date with a 6-year-old boy.
Yeah, okay, maybe a 9 out of 10.